We just see the men's sacrifices. The unsung heroes are the women. Their sacrifices. One day, I was in a markaz. So there was a Jamaat that had come for 4 months. And they were going back. So the elder who was supposed to talk to them, he couldn't come for some reason. So they couldn't find anyone. So they grabbed me and said, hey, you talk to him. So I said, what do I talk about, man? All these guys. And they were all big guys, big beards, and they spent 4 months. And I'm sitting there thinking, what am I going to talk about? So then I remembered some of the things that I'd heard from the elders and from my asatiza. So I started saying that, when you go back home, remember that you've been in the path of Allah, but your family's not been in the path of Allah. So, and they might not be on the same level as you. So be lenient with them and take some gifts and wisdom. And then I remembered something that Maulana Yusuf Darwan Sahab, Damat Barakatum, our Ustad, mentioned many, many years ago in class. He said that everyone knows about the sacrifices that the men are giving, but the unsung heroes are the women. Such big Maulana, when he passes away, everyone says, Maulana, he did this, he did that. But he only did that because he had the support of his wife. In the same way, in the field of Tabligh, all these Purana Satis who have given these sacrifices, they're not the only component, it's also their wife who aided them. Shamsi Sahib mentions that, and Hafiz Sahib Rahmatullah used to mention that once, one brother, he came to spend 40 days. So Hafiz Sahib tashkiled him, he said that actually there's a Jamaat going, and he wanted to go local. So Hafiz Sahib said that actually there's a Jamaat made to go to Canada. And it's a Mastura Jamaat, men and women. And we just need one more couple. And I think that you're the right person for the job. If you get ready, the Jamaat will be made. So this brother, he was, mashallah, a good veteran, old worker, but he knew his circumstances. So he said, Hafiz Sahib, sorry, I can't. So Hafiz Sahib said, look, make dua, I'll make dua, you make dua as well, think about it. Then, next day again, Hafiz Sahib gave him more targheeb, encouraged him. He said, Hafiz Sahib, I'm ready to go local. I push, I might be able to go abroad, but I can't go, 2 of us, that's too much. So Hafiz Sahib said, okay, go home and get ready. We'll send you to Europe or somewhere. So he went home. In the meantime, Hafiz Sahib sent Shamsi Sahib. So Shamsi Sahib, those of you who know him, Allah Ta'ala lengthen his life, he's mashallah, master tashkila, he comes in your house, first thing he does, he says, okay, give me your musalla. So you pour out the musalla and then he starts praying salat in your house. And then after half an hour or so, after a long dua, then he goes, right, okay, now give me your passport. Or in fact, one of our brothers, who's related to him, he goes, I would come home from work and in the passage, he said, my suitcase would be there. Come back from work and the suitcase is there. He goes, I know that Shamsi Sahib is waiting for me and I'm going. So he'd come home and he'd pack my suitcase for me. So he said, now Shamsi Sahib came and Shamsi Sahib started encouraging him. So now this brother, he said, listen, Shamsi Sahib, I appreciate your efforts and Hafiz Sahib's effort, but the thing is, I really want to go. I've never turned you guys down, but I can't go. Financially, it's not possible for me. I don't have the money. And it's Canada and 2 of us, it's not possible. So Shamsi Sahib continue this targheeb, inshallah, ask from Allah, take a loan from somebody and, In the meantime, there was a knock on the kitchen door. So he went and she gave a tray with biscuits and naan khatai and tea. He put it down in front of Shamsi Sahib. Shamsi Sahib says, I was about to start when I saw that there was a cloth, something wrapped in cloth. I said, what's this? So the guy looked at me, he said, I don't know what it is. So he said, I opened it and there was gold jewelry in there. Gold jewelry. Shamsi Sahib goes, what's this? The guy goes, I don't know. From behind the door, the woman says, Shamsi Sahib, this is a jewelry that my parents gave me on the occasion of my marriage. You take it, we can both go in the path of Allah, we'll sell this jewelry. Allahu Akbar. The only connection she's got with her parents, that's got sentimental value. And yet and there are thousands of incidents like that. These masjids, these madrasas didn't just pop up like this. So much sacrifices were given. And now for the new generation, is for us to shoulder the burden just as our elders did. So anyway, before I forget, I remembered what Maulana had said. So to these guys, I put that in there as well. I said, brothers, mashallah, you've been out in the path of Allah. You spent 4 months. You came to India. So, your time, 4 months has passed really quickly. Why? Because you're going to new places. You go to new places, time passes, you meet new people. I said, you guys, when you fell asleep, there's somebody massaging you. Somebody, comes along, some local comes along, he says, Mauli Sahab, main champi kar doon. Yeah? The guy is not even a Mauli Sahab. He's just out for 4 months, but, in the eyes of everyone, you're a Mauli Sahab. So now he's pressing it. So I go, you used to fall asleep with a massage, yeah, with somebody pressing your legs or talking to your mate. You used to fall asleep. And then next morning you got nice breakfast and then you go into places and you meet new people and your time passed like that. I said, but remember your wives who were stuck in the 4 walls of the house. When she fell asleep, she had no one to comfort her. She would just hug your pillow with your scent. And this would make her cry. And she would fall asleep for 4 months every night crying. And she was stuck with the children. And the children knew that the cat's away, so the mice would play. So they troubled your wife even more. And then your wife had to balance the money, juggle the finances. And so her 4 months, every day of her 4 months seemed like 4 months. So her sacrifice, I was talking like this. And next thing, I hear sniffling. So I looked up, and the tears dropping from one guy. I looked up, all of them, 5, 6 of them, all of them crying because they were remembering their wives. So I said, brothers, mashallah, you're crying now, you're remembering. I said, when you go back home, treat your wives in that manner also. Their sacrifice is bigger than yours.